Hello, today we are going to make a love spell in 24 hours. It is a love spell, very powerful, very strong and very effective. If we do it with faith, this is going to work at 100% and it's very fast. In principle, in 24 hours it should take effect, at the latest 48 hours. It is a binding that comes from Haitian voodoo. That is to say, you already know that in Haiti there has been a lot of voodoo culture for many years. It is a mooring that has been passed down from generation to generation until reaching the present day and is still used a lot today because it is very powerful, very strong. It is tied forever, for life. Therefore, as I often tell you, think carefully before doing it. If you really want to bind that person forever, if it really is the love of your life, do it without hesitation. Do it with great faith, that is very important, calmly. It is a ritual that does not need a moon phase, you can do it at any time of the day. I always recommend doing it, and I like to do them at night. 12 o'clock is the witching hour, where all the energies flow more easily, but you can do it at any time of the day, at any time, because it doesn't need the moon. It is very simple. Very few ingredients are needed, but I repeat, it is super effective, super powerful. We start by lighting a simple white candle. As you already know, it is lit with matches, not with other things. We light the candle and shake the match to extinguish it. You never blow out the match, you never blow out the candles. Very well, once we have lit the candle we will need a piece of white paper, paper without stripes, without drawings, without colors, which we are going to cut. I already have to cut out, but all the sides, okay? We cut it well. This paper today we are going to need it to be a little larger than what we usually use, okay? Now you will understand why. What we are going to write a little more. So, once we have the candle and the paper prepared, for the next step let's get the cinnamon. I repeat, you have to be very sure of making this bind. It is a tie that works from man to woman, from woman to man, from woman to woman and from man to man. But be sure, because it is very strong, very effective and once it is made, then it is very difficult to break. So, let's add a little cinnamon. It's not so much the amount that matters, as the faith with which the rituals are done, the spells, if you do them with faith, you know that it is the main ingredient. Once we have the cinnamon, we are going to rub it well. Rub it very well. Cinnamon first of all, remember to rub well and while we rub it, we think about the person we want to tie up, about how we want our life to be with them, what we want from them, how we want that person to be with us. Now, you will let the paper absorb all the cinnamon very well. Cinnamon, as you know, is a symbol of love, passion, and sexuality. So, for love spells, it is almost, I would almost say, a necessary and essential element, an ingredient. Well, you can stay like this for a minute, 2 minutes floating well, so that the paper absorbs the strength and energy of the cinnamon well. Once it has been absorbed, we are going to remove the cinnamon a little, because we have to write on top of it, and it is a little difficult. We remove it without removing all, just to leave a space to write. And with a pen of blue or black ink, we are going to write the name and surname of the person we want to tie up. Be careful now. It's very important. If the person we want to tie up is a woman, we are going to write her name and surname 5 times. However, if the one we want to tie up is a man, we are going to write 10 times his first and last name, because men are a little more stubborn and it is a little more difficult to reach their feelings. So, I repeat, it is very important. If it is a woman we want to tie up, 5 times her name and surname, and if it is a man, 10 times. I'm going to put a man, we are going to put Luis Paris, which I assure you is a completely invented name and simply serves as an example. And we are going to write it as his name is 10 times. Luis Paris, Luis Perez, and so on like this 10 times, okay? If you have to move the cinnamon a little to continue writing, do it. Good. Once you have written the name 10 times, if it is a man, and 5 if it is a woman, we put the cinnamon on top again. Now it's looking good. And now we are going to add the sugar. Why? Because the mixture of sugar and cinnamon is an explosive mix. You will see how powerful it is. Once the sugar is added and combined with the cinnamon, it makes the person we want to tie up unable to stop thinking about us. You add it a little bit, you don't need much, and you rub it a little bit, not much, not as much as with cinnamon, it's just to integrate the cinnamon with the sugar, okay? And always, whenever you are rubbing, think, with great faith, what you want, think about the person you are tying up. Imagine, visualize, visualization is very important. Visualize yourself with him, visualize yourselves happy with that person, living together, having them come back, whatever you want. Once we have done this, let's make a little package, okay? So, be careful, because of course, since there is cinnamon and sugar, it can spill a little, that's okay, we do it as best as possible. So, let's make a little package, one here, okay, one here. This time we're going to double 4, okay? Because you do have to make a package well so that the contents do not leak out, okay? And once we have the package, okay? Let's move on to putting. Now you can put either alcohol, if you have it, if you want, or use your own perfume here. I always kind of recommend our perfume because it makes the brand more personal. But if you don't want to use it or you don't have it at that moment, nothing happens, alcohol has the same effect. Important, if it is a man we want to tie up, we are going to use 10 drops of alcohol or 10 sprays of perfume. If it's a woman, let's cast 5, okay? In this case, since it is a man, and mine is a spray, it will be a spray. If it were a liquid without a spray, it would be droplets. You can do it like this or with a dropper as you want, but please make them 10 if it is a man and 5 if the person we want to tie is a woman, then we put into the paper okay like this until 10 in my case because it is a man, or 5 if it is a woman. And now, what are we going to do? Let's rub it a little bit again. Always rub here. When we rub, it is really to transmit all our energies to the binding spell. So, while we rub, we have to think again about the tied person, what we want, visualize ourselves, etc. Once the paper has absorbed the alcohol or perfume, we are going to say a prayer. Don't worry, I will put the prayer below the video. But the ideal prayer is the prayer to Saint Barbara. I will give you one, but on the internet you can find many prayers to Saint Barbara. Saint Barbara is very powerful, especially in matters of love, very powerful. Pray to her with a lot of faith because she will help you, and after praying to Saint Barbara say the Lord's Prayer. Once we've done that, what do we do with this wonderful little package? Very simple, we are going to put it under our bed. Not under a pillow, not under a mattress, under the bed, on the floor. If you want to put a small plate or not put anything, it doesn't matter. Under our bed. And we are going to leave it there until the loved one, the one we have written about here, returns to us. I already told you that if you do it well and with faith, it will be 24 hours, at most 48. And once the loved one returns, take the piece of paper and as always, throw it into nature. Okay? Do it with faith and tranquility. Do it step by step, watching the video as many times as you need. Prepare the ingredients and do it as I have explained. I assure you that it is a very, very, very old ritual, but very, very, very effective. Any questions or concerns you have, don't hesitate to write to me in the comments. And if you do it, also tell me to see how it went. I wish you good luck, friends. Type I am powerful in the comments. Continue learning. Watch this video now.